Well, in Canada, well, in Calgary, I feel safe, but like compared to like other parts of the world, like some in like in the United States, I feel like it's like a target on your back. I feel like everyone's against you, apart from people who aren't black, like the cops, like white people. I feel like they're against you. So like everyone's always like they're like watching everything you do, and like one little mistake, like your life could change. And like we've seen that from stories over like the past year, like how many people have been killed and arrested and stuff like that. So um, that that I feel like people once they see me, like they feel like they can't trust me, or like I have such like they think like I have such a negative background that like wants them to like avoid me at all costs. But meanwhile, like I'm the total opposite. Like that's not who I am, or like what I'm about. So yeah, because of how society has viewed black people over the years, and like I just feel like because they just hear about like the some of the bad stories about like black people, and like they just like generalize it to like every black person. Like I feel like it just like sticks in their head, like it doesn't change. So race, that people are still racist till today, and not just to black people, like people of any color, like especially also religion as well. Like I just like thought like the world was moving like forward, but like now it's like definitely clear like we're still back to where we are. Like games like haven't changed at all, but people have just like kept it like hidden and deep down, and now it's like all exploding out. And like, now you never know who you may come into contact with, or like who's like who hates like how you look, and like they'll like want to like cause harm against you. And I feel like that's also what makes people like really makes black people like so scared and like unsafe sometimes. Feel like that they're not safe sometimes. Yeah. Ooh. Um, it was actually at the airport, going through a security check. Um, there was a brown no, I think it was Indian guy, two people in front of me, and then there was a white family in front of me, and then behind me was another white person, I think. And they pulled the Indian guy aside, like to like ask him some questions, like, "Oh, like where are you going, or where are you coming from?" Asking him about his trip, and they like asked him to like if they could pat him down for like an extra check. And then the family in front of me went through. They didn't ask any of them anything, and then because I was just in black sweatpants and a black hoodie. I had my headphones on, so I removed them. And like I walked through, I had like no jewelry. I took everything off, and then they like still put me aside. Oh, like can we like pat you down? I was just like, sure. Like I was kind of tired. I was like kind of from that point, like from once I saw the white people go through, and like once I saw like they pulled me aside, I was just like, oh, I definitely know what this is. And like, they patted me down. Nothing was wrong. They're like, okay, you can go. I was like, well, so that was it. Like, she like obviously you didn't find anything. Are you happy now? So like, I kind of made me like um, agitated a bit, and then like the person behind me too just went through with these. Like they even like looked at them twice or anything, and I was just like, I get like it's for security measures, but still like I feel like they just racially profile, especially at the airport. Like once you like person of color, like def like you're already a target. Like I mean, sometimes they'll try like to like just pull like to pull aside like one or like white two people like once in a while, but like still like every like most of the time they would always pull aside like a person of color. just because they think like they're dangerous or like they obviously have something on them.
It's kind of like when there's that, when you kind of just talking about how you feel you're perceived in society, do you think people kind of like, is based off the skin color kind of like judge you as a person?
All the time. Yeah. Oh,
Should I answer the question?
yes, I think people like when they look at my skin color, or they immediately have um, they have a certain perception of me. They like think like, oh, he's probably like he acts this way, or he's probably like rude, or like he's probably so rowdy and noisy, and like not respectable. And then like um, I feel like that's how everyone views me sometimes in general. But then once they actually start talking to me, and then they get to know me, like, oh, like that's just actually such a nice guy. He doesn't even like. I've had people tell me like when they see me like for the first time, they think I'm scary. But I'm just like I'm literally like the nicest person ever. Everyone that knows me knows like they even call me too weak sometimes. Like I feel like once they get to me, like oh my god, like they're like oh yeah, we had nothing to be worried about. Like you're literally so nice. You're such a gentle person. I'm just like I don't know why people think I'm scary, but I don't even like. It's not like I'm frowning all the time. I'm always smiling, have a smile on my face. But once, cause like I feel like the way I am, like how I look, like just like originally get scared and like oh my gosh, he's probably like scary. It's probably a thug or something.
Do you think these perceptions or stereotypes that people have about you will ever change?
I believe it would, but I feel like it's not gonna be anytime soon. Like it's definitely gonna take a long time. Cause like I thought like the whole world had moved forward from racism, but like now we see like ever since Trump got in power, we've seen like the rise in like cases that have to do with race. Like it was been made obvious that like like people still think that way and like haven't like moved on at all, and it's kind of scary to think about that.
What do you think? What exactly do you think needs to change about that?
Just like when like not for everyone to like profile every black person they see as like a thug or like having to be scared of them, because like that's not how everyone is. Like people are different. Like you can't just like judge them based on like um, one bad case scenario or like what happened in the past and stuff like that.
How do you think this will happen?
Cool. Um, I don't know. That's a hard question. um,
Do you think it can happen?
yeah. I feel like if people like instead of trying to avoid engaging with a black person, instead of just like trying to get to know them and like talk to them, they'll find that like we're all not like we're all not scary or like people to be scared of. Like we're like everyone else. Like we're normal. Like there's nothing for them to be afraid of about us. And like if you just like get to know us better, like I feel like that perception will change eventually. Yeah.
Why do you think these stereotypes and perceptions are out
Um. hmm. From the past, I guess, of like um, guess like back to like slavery, kind of. Like even then, like I don't see what they were so afraid of. Like white people like were the ones in control, but like for some reason they just like hated us, and ever since then, like that perception has like been passed down, and like now, even though like we're all equal, people still view us like as minorities or like people who shouldn't like be in the same place as them and stuff like that. But I don't know.
there? Do you think you personally fit into any of these stereotypes?
Yeah, people think I'm scary.
Why?
I guess because like how I look, like my body like um, pretty muscular, and like feel like when people look at me, they're like, oh, like he's big and scary, like it's not someone you should mess with.